So, good morning. Good morning. I had a few of you guys hit me up late last night, early this morning, saying, "Showbiz the adult. You were right." What do you think about Jake Paul accepting the fight with KSI later this year? Showbiz, you were right. Let me tell you what I think about that. Adesanya will be taking on Alex Pereira in November. They just announced that yesterday. Black two sugars. And I'm terrified, okay? Alex Pereira beat Adesanya twice in kickboxing. One, he knocked out Adesanya, okay? And I'm terrified. And I know many people are saying, look, this isn't kickboxing. This is MMA. This is the UFC. But still, that's what Adesanya does in the UFC. He kickbox, okay? And Alex beat him at that. Look, it's like, let's say there was a football running back, NFL football running back, who is characterized as the fastest man on the planet. But he lost twice in track before he became an NFL running back. And then that person that he lost to in track calls him out to a race and say, no, he claims to be the fastest man on the planet because he beat him twice. Nowhere before that race would I say, well, the other guy didn't play football. Brother, it's a race. You get what I'm saying? So Adesanya is not like he's a jiu-jitsu artist. He actually one of the best in the world at stopping takedowns. He keeps the fight on his feet. He's a kickboxer in MMA, and Alex beat him at that twice. I'm afraid for Adesanya. Honestly, I'm leaning towards Alex a little. You remember when I brought up amateur background in boxing, and I brought up guys who, if they've been dominated by somebody in amateurs, in the pros, it's a problem. They struggle with them. Remember when I brought up Sugar Shane Mosley and Vernon Forrest and all those things? And sometimes it doesn't happen, but in this case, Alex beat him at that game twice and knocked him out once. I'm afraid for Adesanya. I got mad love for Adesanya, though. He's accepting this fight, no problem. And he said vengeance. He's talking about vengeance. He wants to get back. He wants Alex. And I don't think he's going to be fighting as the champion. I think he's going to be fighting as the hungry guy against Alex. And Alex definitely, he's not the champion, so he wants it. So you're going to have two gladiators fighting at their best, being warriors here. Amazing. Now, let's get back to Jake Paul because I don't want to clickbait you guys. Yeah, of course, the fight with him and Hasim Rahman was never going to happen. All right, let me get my black two sugars. And of course, he calls out KSI. Of course, KSI responds, and they do their whole YouTube thing. They do their whole social media thing. They hype the fight. And then, of course, Jake Paul accepts the fight. That was the whole deal, okay? Now, KSI about to fight a rapper or something like that. The other guy fell. I don't even know what's going on, all right? All I know is that is precisely right. You guys saw when Hasim Rahman jumped on my live stream. Shout out to you, mad respect. And I think more fighters should do that with the Showbiz Adult community. When we need answers, I think these guys should pull up and answer those questions. And Hasim Rahman is the first. Brian Norman Jr. was actually, but Hasim Rahman's the first to jump on a live that has nothing to do with him. I mean, as far as, because Brian Norman Jr., he told me that he was interested in joining the show and talk about his sparring with Gervonta Tank Davis. So he's actually like the first. But Hasim Rahman, I didn't talk to him. He said, yo, I'm here. I got the answers for you. So shout out to him. And Hasim, he exposed Jake Paul. And for all the boxing heads, we know. What Jake Paul did was for those who don't know boxing, who are casuals, who are big YouTube, those guys. He did the right thing. He stood on the back of Hasim Rahman as far as saying that he's a real boxer and stuff. These boxers don't want him. He never wanted to fight Hasim Rahman. He knew what happened in sparring both times. And, he shouldn't. Like I said, this is precisely what he should be doing. Everything he did. The social media thing, trolling Hasim Rahman, making fun of Tommy Fury, and then using that to stay relevant because his stock was kind of going down, and then fight KSI, who beat his brother. Perfect. This is what he always been. He should have been fighting YouTubers. And I told you, I wasn't playing Roman Reigns, Denzel Washington, whoever. I mean, just, you know what I'm saying? The game, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Adrian Peterson. You get what I'm saying? That's what he should be doing. And he's right. He got a reality check. Hasim Rahman was ready to take the fight. He canceled the fight a week before. We just saw Maurice Hooker, like I was talking with Hasim Rahman yesterday, when we were talking about Maurice Hooker missing the weight against Blair Cobb by 3 pounds, and they didn't cancel the fight, right? That's how boxing goes. He was fined, but they fought. And if he missed weight by 3 pounds the night before, you know he wasn't on track the week before. They didn't cancel the week out, right? Because it's boxing. Jake Paul has special rules. Why? Because it was a health issue to fight Hasim Rahman, right? That's the Black Two Sugars. But back to what I was saying before. Look, Adesanya versus Alex Pereira, what the hell? And once again, UFC doing the right thing. These warriors showing up, showing out. If Adesanya were to lose again, the fact that he wanted him so badly, unlike Riddick Bowe throwing his belt in the trash when he was going to fight Lennox Lewis, when Lennox Lewis won him and Lennox Lewis beat him in the Olympics, right? Unlike that, Alex Pereira beating Adesanya twice, and Adesanya being world champion in the UFC, wanting his vengeance. That's amazing. I'd love to know what you all think in the comments below. I think the whole Jake Paul thing, case closed, right? I still call Jake Paul fights. We just know what it is. It's the circus, and let's have some fun. I'm out.